Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to Anno 1800. After a very successful last series, Anno 1800 Megacity, where we built the ultimate city with all DLCs and hundreds of mods included, we're turning our attention to another challenge run. In this let's play, the focus lies on hard mode settings without exceptions. We are using the vanilla version, so no DLCs and mods, something I haven't done since my original Extreme series back in 2019, so this is going to be interesting for sure. It also means you can play along just fine with the base version of Anno. No Docklands, no Africa, just pure juicy vanilla hard mode settings. No diplomacy as fits the Extreme tag, so war with all AI opponents and pirates from the beginning. Before we dabble into the game itself, let's have a look at the difficulty settings. Sandbox, less guidance of course, we are going with, one that looks a bit beaten perhaps, as fits the extreme settings. We're going to choose a nice new color that we have here, bourgeois red I would call it. The banner of the cat of course proudly presents itself on all my ships. The player name is Helveticus, one of my Patreon supporters. Hello there, thank you very much for your support. As said, we are not going to use any DLCs at all. That means everything is disabled this time, just the old world and the new world, or some ornaments we can include. And for the pure difficulty settings, let's go along and put everything on expert. This is though not enough yet. For extreme, we want to reach the highest level of difficulty here. That means there's still something here that needs to be changed. Starting ball size is small, the size is small, the difficulty is hard, fertility is sparse, mineral deposits are sparse, the map type is archipelago. Let's actually switch this to Snowflake. I think Snowflake is a bit more balanced. Random seed is 7701 if you want to play along. Be sure to check every parameter that I'm setting to get really the same map. For the characters, we're going with, of course, only 3 stars, so hardest AI opponents. That is the Admiral, Lady Hunt, and Alonso Graves once more. Faction-wise, we're going to turn off all the non-player characters because they would actually give us quests and trade with us, which makes the game easier. This is already bumping it up there a bit more. Pirates are both active on hard, of course. Feature-wise, income is low. We're even going to have to pay an upkeep for deactivated buildings. Construction cost, we need to pay a fee if we want to destroy a building. We cannot relocate any buildings, probably one of the hardest settings. Trading post restocks is rare. City incidents is hard. Quest frequency is actually uncommon. Putting this to rare now really pushes us to the upper level, to the maximum difficulty parameter. Influence is low, that means we will need to juggle around with propaganda and defensives quite a lot. Starting positions, I do like to start in position now with only a harbor, no ships allowed, which makes the beginning a bit more difficult. And we will need to build our first ship then really quickly to start exploration, and we're just getting thrown onto any map. We can kind of like imagine we get stranded there, right, and start building up something. Capital of course is small, so as little money as possible, and no revealed map. These are the difficulty sessions. Of course, victory condition is world domination and probably the world fair. And that's it. With that, let's get started on a brand new Anno 1800 Extreme Let's Play. I hope you're going to enjoy this one. I'm certainly going to enjoy this one. I also want to thank all my Patreon supporters. You are amazing in helping me, getting along in life really, and I'm really helpful for that. If you want to support me on Patreon, have a look at the link in the video description for my Patreon page. Without further ado, let's get cracking. Alrighty, and here we are now on a fresh map on a new island, and the first thing that I would like to check is I'm going to check real quick our resources. Let's of course also start building a smaller road. So we have, well, a beautiful island I should say. We got a river in the center. That's going to make for some nice city building later on. We got some clay deposits, 2 of them. We got 2 iron deposits available and 4 oil springs in a very bad position. And also only 4 of them, so oil is not going to be a big deal on this island any time. Now I'm going to start ahead with building me the first area right away. We can see that we are in the northern part of the map, which is probably really bad. So there is another opponent down here, here and here most likely. That means that for the new world, we'll have to fight our way through the map, because of course there is no diplomacy, and that of course means that, well, I don't have any means of defending myself other than ships, of course. Now we continue onwards with the first production right away. Over there we got a nice little forestry area. I would like to use this right away to get a well, a production up and running quickly. Let's build 2 warehouses. Actually, I'm going to make a change here with 2 warehouses, right? Because I was always going with 1, but I think 2 makes just a bit more sense in the demand that we have for 4 sawmills. 1 lumberjack hut here, 1 here by the oil spring, so we can integrate this nicely later on with some sexy oil refinery in the middle of all of this. We're going to make a nice road system where everything is connected as well with the warehouses, and that's it. Next up right away, I'm going with the first building blocks. Let's go ahead and make us the standard building block that I do like a lot by now, especially since it's looking really nice later on with investors. And bear in mind, this time we cannot move anything at all, right? So everything that we built here, even in blueprint mode, I cannot move it anymore. This is locked. I can only remove it. But that's making things a bit more spicy there, I think, because we need to be very careful about building placement in general. Let's have another full block here and then probably some smaller ones as well. So this is blueprint mode, right? And like that. Roads, however, cannot be built in blueprint mode, so we will just have to be careful about this. That's the first one. I think this is a good location now for the first marketplace then right away. And we are also going to make, well, wait a second, a pub then in this area like so. That should be golden, and then we can continue. Before I do it, however, let's actually get cracking with my lumber production. And let's also get cracking right away with a marketplace and the first people. And with that, the first farmers are moving to Vlachtbrecht. This, of course, is not a real name. So we're going to replace it with a Scanlon, one of my Patreon supporters. So thank you very much for your continued support to my channel. And we continue onwards. We have some timber still left. Of course, we should get cracking with more of them. As promised, I'm not going to slow down the game at all anytime. We're also not going to pause the game, right? So we need to really just hurry up there, because the AI, as we know, yeah, well, they do like to advance very quickly. Also, here we have these guys now. The thing with that is, however, there's not enough workforce right now. So we got the 40 farmers negative still. So whenever we build a house, there's some farmers moving in. And for now, these are working at a reduced efficiency. Let's also bump it up though by 50% each. This is going to lead to a lot of unhappiness, which will counter soon. That is my hope, at least. But yeah, it's going to be a slow start here for my lumber industry. However, once ticking off, we are going to be filled with planks. And as we can see, the first logs are being now delivered over to my sawmills. And the sawmills then process that to timber. I just love the good old times, the easy times, the simple times, simple life. Just logging some trees and making planks out of them. After a bit of time, as we can see, the warehouse is getting flooded with the first planks coming out of the sawmills. This is only a temporary problem though, as everything is happening at once. We build everything at once, right? This is going to even out then over time, but a second warehouse will be needed soon. 5 tons of planks we have in, 6 tons that is. We can continue with the next buildings. Let's go ahead and have those jolly good people. And they also have the first need, which is fish. So beside the market, we also get the fish supply now that we need to provide. We got 10 tons of fish, a starting resource, not a lot more, right? Also 30,000 coin, or 25,000 coin is down to 21,000 now. And we're still having a negative balance here. Let's go ahead and build us the next fisheries. We will not be able to remove them once built, as always, so we need to be careful where we place them, and I think like that is fine. There's not going to be any docklands, so we can use this area, for example, for some shipyards and stuff like that. Let's build the fishery. Will cost me a few farmers there again. And as we can see, we're barely negative now on the farmers. So at least workforce should be no problem right now. Let's continue with the next farmers over here. 10 tons of planks. I would like to build the next warehouse with that. 500 more coin that we need to spend. Probably drops us below 20,000 now. Let's go ahead and also continue with those guys here. At least city status to village, and we have over 100 people. And we also have unlocked the ornaments with that. Thank you very much. However, one more important thing is we have a bit more timber again. Let's continue with some more farmers. That also will unlock now the next production chains, which is schnapps and work cloth. Now, schnapps and workcloth require a lot of space. Space is scarce in this world and on these islands, so I will need to do one thing that I usually not do. I will build my first bridge right away. 20 tons of timber and 1,000 credits is expensive, but it's an investment that I need to make right away. And let's just also make sure that we have the layout right here. It goes then all the way down to this harbor area that we will be able to use then later. There's also an iron deposit close by that we can use on top of everything. Perfect. Here though, I would like to go ahead then with my production now, that is the schnapps. That will need then some potato farms, so we can actually do this right away. There's the first one. I'm not going to boost them. Even without the docklands, we should be flooded with juicy schnapps all the time. And what these potato farms need is also some schnapps distilleries and the right warehouse plus fire station close to this. Let's also get this one done. Oopsie, we wasted another 38 credits. I continue with the upgrading of more people in the meantime. And we can also build the first pub, very important, as this will lead to a lot of happiness. We have a negative 18 happiness right now. That means protests on this difficulty can start really quickly. Let's build the pub, and drinking in the shade of some trees always makes people happy, leading to +5 content population for now. I continue meanwhile with the next productions, which is of course my framework knitters, where we are also going to squeeze in then some sheep farms. We got the timber available. Let's build the fire station, the warehouse number 2. Let's build the first 2 potato farms, first 2 schnapps distilleries, first 2 sheep farms. Let's make it 3 and the framework knitters on top of that. We still have enough farmer workforce with all of these buildings. Balance though is really negative for now, and the first 500 people move in. So also here the workcloth and the schnapps demand will be filled now rather quickly. I can continue then with some more building space or some more people that we can move in. Let's have another block over there and another block over there. We can build them right away. Also down here towards the coastline. And then a few more people here right beside the mountain. Of course, beauty building is not my primary target, but we can still look out for a few of parks that we can add. Then I would like to leave this area available, and we probably will then just remove a few buildings later on once financial problems are not our biggest concern anymore, as it is right now. We are soon dropping below 10,000. We will need 10,000 though for the shipyard, so I need to be a bit careful there how I spend my money. However, what we should be seeing now is schnapps coming in rather soon. Fish is, by the way, negative. Schnapps we have now, and workcloth we have then as well. The full production is not up and running yet, right? So this is just starting. Let's go ahead and also build the next fishery right away, as we do need all that fish. How's it looking over here, pals? Yeah, people are on the fields, harvesting me the potatoes that I need for some beautiful alcohol. And with the schnapps coming in, people that are euphoric, 21 happiness right now, dancing on the streets and whatnot. Also workcloth coming in. With that, we will have all the needs fulfilled for the tier 1 population and can then advance to tier 2. Let's use the planks in the meantime to also build us a few more farmers. Of course, as always, the most important thing is rushing to workers and artisans and building up a smaller fleet to protect ourselves. Because with no diplomacy, that means we are going to be at constant war with the other 3 AI opponents. And we need to start defending ourselves rather quickly, especially also to secure some islands. While everything of this is working, as we can see, a small balance of 70s coming in now. Really just subtle, but it's at least a difference. Let's also have a look at my first resident quest. Terrific firefighter, but he has a terrible habit of disappearing. That's Hubby. Last time they found him, I'm passing out by the pub. So she lost her husband, and he's probably dancing around at the pub or also just passed out. There he is, dancing around, jolly good. What do we get out of it? 20 fish. I was hoping for something much better. Usually items are in store there, but not this time. This farmer house here will not be able. I thought it is possible, but that is part of the clay pit there. While we wait for the needs to come in, I will continue with the expansion of my next city district. We do have a bit of space here. Bear in mind, this is probably a bit of a harbor area that we can use them. And I would like them to continue with my next district right over there. Something like this should be workable. And then also a few more blocks over there. Very good. Also, as always, another marketplace, and then also space for another pub that we can easily squeeze in. What we also should work out for is, yeah, fire protection. Let's have a fire station right here, and also probably a fire station over in this area, and another one in this area, as fires can be quite severe on this difficulty. We got some 65 tons of timber in again, and as we can see, tier 1 is ready to upgrade. Let's go ahead and do this. Tier workers, tier 2. That it is age of industrialization, some more beautiful buildings. Let's have the next block upgraded right away as well. And with that, we have a whole bunch of new buildings unlocked. And with that, also what we can start now is a clay production. We should start with that really quickly. So I'm going ahead with a brick factory right away and a second brick factory. I will probably just build it here. It's not ideal, but it's fine. Wait a second. I'm hoping that we kind of like can, yeah, use the space there to add at least another house or something like that. There you go. That's fine. And we can add a few more houses actually in here. Let's actually build them right away. And then I'm just waiting for a few planks to come in to start our brick production. Now we can use that time to also continue with a bit more city expansion over there to the north of Scanlon. And while we did that, also get this road over there, we can now build the first clay production, which is going to consume the first workforce that we have. Brick factory and clay pit up and running. 50 workers, 25 each for the factories, leading to 100 workers that we need out of that. One of them will not be enough though. I'm probably not going to boost them. We could boost them, of course. That would lead to a bit more unhappiness, but we should be having a perfectly happy population right now. So I can actually go ahead and boost my production for these two, leading to 25 negative. And I would also like to prepare then the next production for clay, which is over here. So let's just get us a road down from this area there. Let's actually make it like that so that it's aligned perfectly fine. And here we will have then a bridge or like this. This could work out as well. Bit of an iron deposit there. And boom, there we have then the next brick production. I should definitely watch out for a fire station. Let's actually build one here that also has the brick factory in its range there. Perfect, just in case there is a fire. We continue with the remaining planks to just build us a few more houses. We've also dropped below 10,000 coins, but the balance is fine for now. So yeah, we can live with that for the moment. Another thing I would like to start as well is my sail production. We have a bit of space over here still left, right? And the sheep farm. So this sheep farm is for that framework knitter. Actually, we can build this right away as, let's be honest, we will need it soon anyway. Let's finish another 2 framework knitters here together with the sheepy farms. As always, coastal sites. I hate coastal sites. This is always tricky to maintain because I cannot see the end of it. There you go, and we can have another sheep farm then here. And then I would like to also squeeze in some 2 sheep farms for 2 sail makers as well. And there you go, also have built that. Let's build one of them. Once we have the bricks, we will be able then to also finish it. Now the first bricks are coming in, 2 tons. That's a nice start. And as we can see, just as expected, the first fire as well. Lucky us, we built a fire station already. And the second one we should also finish just in case one is not enough, since fire likes to spread quite a lot. Let's also have the next buildings upgraded with the remaining timber that we have. A quick glance at my consumption shows me that, yeah, schnapps is already at its limit. The same goes with the fish. So let's just go ahead, build us 2 more potato farms and 2 more schnapps distilleries. I would also like to go ahead with 1 more framework knitter. Oh, the costs are insane. And also, we should probably watch out for some more fisheries now. So I can have another one here. And another one hopefully somehow like this. Perfect. Also build both of them right away. We're at 6,700. We really should watch out for that money. So let's go ahead and upgrade a few more people. The higher the tier, the more taxes they pay us. And taxes is what I need right now. Meanwhile, the fire continues to spread. We can mobilize the fire station. so that we have 2 times the firefighters available for a short period of time. And there's the other firefighter coming now. As always, a nice look on the streets to show us how hard they are working. There's no need for panic though, people. Absolutely no need for panic.
The flames are wild.
I continue with another expansion up here in the north with a pub and a marketplace, as long as we have some time right now for waiting for more timber to come in, right, for the upgrades. We can just happily continue with a few more upgrades. Let's also make sure that we do use the triple road there to our advantage. At least one building was destroyed so far. We can quickly repair this. And we finally have the bricks for the first sailmaker. There you go. Quite expensive that building is, but absolutely required for first ships. Just waiting on a bit of wool now. We can also go ahead with the first propaganda. The newspaper has been unlocked. We do have a bit of influence available, and I would like to use this for You Are Happier Than You Think, and also spend another 5% income that we can, well, get out of it, but it's still not really a high income. With that, at least we get the Wordsmith influence bonus, which is going to lead to 7% more newspaper effectiveness. What it also does is it leads to the first worker quest, and here I'm hoping for some coin to come in. My mates wanted to see who's stronger, and turns out I won, but I may or may not need 2 bricks to build it. This is bad. I hate that quest. 6 tons of bricks we need to spend for an unknown reward that could be good or could be very bad. Let's go ahead and do this, and what do we get out of it? A distiller. That's at least 7,400 coin. Worth it. Very good. Once we have a ship, we can sell this for some quick cash. The fire has been doused. Perfect. Also no more destruction in my city. We got, however, a few more planks. Let's go ahead and upgrade my people. Quickly check out our consumption rates. They're looking perfect, so I can happily continue with also a few more houses then over here once we have the timber in. Yeah, and after a bit of time, we do have 1,500 people and 10,000 coin again with a nice balance of 700. The consumption of the basic goods is fine, and that also makes it possible now for us to construct the shipyard. It is so expensive. 10,000 coin, boof, off it goes, and yeah, we are close to bankruptcy with that. We have the first ships unlocked with this, the schooner and the gunboat. Of course, we start out with the schooner. I do just need a few more planks. As we can see, sales is in. And after a very short period of time, we get the first ship out, the first schooner, Nikush. It is, hello, one of my Patreon supporters once again. It's a momentous occasion, and we should be honoring this with one of my patrons. My first ship, we can build the next one right away. Let's do this rather than upgrading more buildings or so, even though we have enough planks to actually do this as well. And with that very first schooner, well, it's time to go out there and explore the map. First of all, I can see some islands over there, so I would like to send my ship right over to these islands, and hopefully we do find us fur or hops abundance on one of these, because we are going to need them soon for some upgrades. Grain islands also could work out nicely, or should work out nicely, because we do need bread, and we don't have a lot of space here for bread production, I think. So expansion is important. Now a bit of coin is coming in again. We continue, of course, with a building. Now let's also have the next blocks of houses then over here. And proudly under the banner of the cat, Nikush is on its way now, hopefully finding us good islands that we can settle on, and hopefully not the pirates, please. While the ship is on its way, we can continue with preparing the next industry, which is going to be a very expensive industry, and that is, of course, my iron beams production, or steel beams production, my iron production. So we don't need an iron mine, we don't have an iron deposit over there. We will need some charcoal burners for this, so I think this is a good location for it. For now, we need to use them, unfortunately, right? They take up a lot of space and are very dirty. Later on, hopefully, we can use something cleaner. With one iron mine here, we can use 2 furnaces that get powered by this. However, we could actually have more than that, I think, because we have, yep, over here another iron deposit that we can use then as well. So in total, probably around 4 furnaces, and whoop-de-doo, we can squeeze them in like that. Perfect. They will definitely also need a fire station, as always. And one more thing then that we should also provide here then is the steelworks. Let's just make sure that we are not really, well, using up that much space. I think here should be fine for it without reducing the effectiveness of my charcoal burners too much. They should just be fine really, because they don't need the full radius. And with that we have then the steel beams production up and running as well, to another warehouse then over there. Yeah, it's going to be expensive though, and we need a lot of workers for this, so let's continue with a bit more city expansion in the meantime. A few over here and here, so this whole district is also coming to life. As always, let's get this one as close to break even as possible, so that we get the maximum out of the industry. Meanwhile, we found some islands. Over here, there is a hops island on it, very good, and red pepper. Not a bad island, no grain unfortunately. We got another hops and red pepper here. This is not necessary, but okay. I think there's still something lurking here. No, it's looking pretty empty over there. Let's go to the south. A bit further, there is another island that we can find. And I do of course need to find Arch as well. This is most likely the pirate's base by the look of it. This is definitely pirate's base right here in the center of the map. We should stay clear of this for now. It will destroy my ships instantly. Make sure that this is not happening. We can also enjoy the nature landscapes around us in the meantime. Beautiful islands we have. So Archibald Blake introduces himself. There he is. That is a good location. Not too far away from us, so we can quickly and easily get us some coin out of that. And this is what I would like to use for my second schooner, Comet it is. Nope, of course, it's going to be Rix, one of my Patreon supporters once more. And let's just check it out. We do have this item distiller, and I would like to get this one to Archibald Blake right away for the quick 7,000 cash that we're getting out of this. The other schooner continues to explore the map as we're opening up more and more. Perfect. This is most likely then also my corridor to the south, right? To the New World. Definitely will need to keep this active. Let's also go back real quick to my city. We do have some planks available again. I would like to use this for some more upgrades. Also along here at the main road. Still everything looking fine. Let's also have a few more farmers, of course, because that population is a bit down at the moment, leading to 850 on the balance. We will need that soon for the steel production. So, my schooner. There's the pirate. Please stay clear of this. There's another island, and there is another island. Two more islands that we definitely should have a look at. With the planks, I could queue up a new schooner soon. Oh, Admiral Vicente Silver is introducing himself. Over there, the first opponent that we find, and as promised, what we're doing right now is declaring war with him right now. At the moment, we're actually almost equal here with our military and economic score. But of course, that's going to change then in the future as well. We got the first opponent over there. He also has a shipyard already, so he's going to pump out those ships soon. There is still another island over here. Meanwhile, my schooner gets to Archie. And here we are. Let's actually get rid of this 7,400 coin. Hooray! While we're in the area, let's also use the moment to get one of these quests here. A delivery quest, a wild streak. Once I even wagered a castle against a fellow and lost the rashness of youth. Better to do the honorable thing and build it now though, don't you think? And he wants me to deliver some 26 tons of bricks, but he would pay us handsomely for this, for 4,400 coin. I might think about this. Let's use my second schooner here in the meantime to go out and explore a bit more, stay clear of the pirate, and start exploring the north of the map. So far so good, we made some good progress there, I think. Advanced to tier 2. Also, we're doing the exploration thingy now, and then we will need to start with the new productions and expansions to new islands. Stay tuned.